Charlie, Man United 2, Chelsea 1. There you go, the bibs are going. It was very important that we won today. What did you make of the performance and how we won the game?
Probably one of the best performances of late. The pressing was much improved. Really it wasn't just intense, but the fullbacks backed it up. Like we've been saying this for a long time. Rewatch the Newcastle game. We've been hammering this for a long time. Our fullbacks don't back up the press. So when the ball goes out to the opposition fullback, our fullback doesn't back it up. And today they did. So Shaw and Dalot were going really tight on Cucurella and Colwell on the other side. And we were just so much more
aggressive on Sterling.
Yeah. So much more. We were just so much more compact. You know, I think that video of Jose Mourinho has been going around, that punditry that he did a few years ago where he said you can play a high press, a mid block, a low block. It doesn't really matter. As long as you're compact within that block, that's the most important thing, and that's what we saw tonight. The amount of chances we created, I mean, we should have had 5 or 6.
I've never seen us create that much chances before in a game. Well, this season.
We should have had 5 or 6. I mean, McTominay, he got a bit. I think he saw it in the stars when that last shot.
Left foot one.
Yeah, the left-footed one. I just wish that went in, but yeah, that's why he is. Although I don't think it's sustainable, I don't think we need to pursue with it too much longer. When we get Mason Mount back and Martinez back, that is why McTominay is playing like. You've got to judge McTominay's performances by the role he's playing. He's not in the team to connect.
No.
You know, Mason Mount was in the team to connect. McTominay's not in the team to connect.
He had to score. He's had to be for it.
He only completed 21 passes against it, but that doesn't matter because that's not his role. His role is to crash the box and get on the end of crosses.
Does he deserve credit for that? Because, like I said, before the game, the team sheet, he's probably the one you're looking at. You're going, you know, surely you've got to start Mainu in this game, maybe, you know, Mainu, Amrabat, Bruno sort of thing. Yeah. But Eric does persist with him, especially in this little period where we've got some players out. And like you said, tells him get forward.
Yeah, and he's probably the only one you can trust in front of goal at the moment. Hoyland's not really getting enough chances. No. Bruno obviously missed the penalty today. He's not been the same in front. He's not getting as high as well because McTominay is so high. But then Anthony's in front of goal is just not good. And even Garnacho, he went for the little bicycle kick again. He got a bit of confidence at the start of the game. But Garnacho's not as bad as Anthony, but still he's not clinical. So he's almost clinical attacking player. That's why he plays. But as I said, it's not sustainable. It's not. Hopefully, it won't go on for too many more weeks because this is not. He's not going to bail you out all the time. It happens now and again. But you've got to give him credit for doing it today.
Yeah, and he did it against Brentford when he come off the bench as well. Then he scored against Sheffield United, got us back into 3-1. Although Onana messed it up against Galatasaray. Like he's scoring a lot. Is he our top scorer? I think he is.
He must be.
He must be our top scorer, McTominay. Surely. Yeah, what was the difference? Did you see a difference in attitude from us today? Like in terms of. I know you mentioned the pressing, but you know, like people were saying, you know, we weren't running against Newcastle. A lot of heat was on Rashford, and rightly so. But collectively as a team, we were poor. Everyone was poor. Yeah. Probably maybe Harry Maguire and Luke Shaw were the only saviours. But against Newcastle, did you see a whole team sort of reaction and see players fighting for the manager?
Yeah, I did, and I think the Rashford decision probably made a big difference. Massive. Because if you're one of the wingers and you're seeing Rashford being dropped, you're like, oh, okay, he's maybe learnt his lesson here. He's actually going to be fair and drop players when they're not playing well. And I don't think Anthony did a great deal to keep his place on the ball, but Anthony's impact off the ball is like he's
running around like a blue.
As you know, I sit near you. I'm on the 4th row up on the pitch, so you can see every time the ball goes out to the fullback, Anthony's reaction. Because he's obviously played under Ten Hag before, he understands that role he has in the press.
Did you see when Dalot went forward and I think the ball went out of play, and then Anthony just sprinted back into right back position, said, I've got you, don't worry, I've got you, and wait for him to come. Those are the little things you won't see on TV, but that's the thing that Rashford wouldn't do that.
No.
He wouldn't do that, and I'm not saying that Anthony's better than him, because he's not, but in terms of the work ethic and the balance, he's better for the balance.
He's better for this system, yeah. And Garnacho's better for this system as well.
Yeah, what did you make of him today?
A bit hot and cold at times, but the quality to get the assist in the end. He should have scored when he was through on goal against Reece James. Reece James did really well. That was probably his only good thing he did in the game because he was awful, Reece James. But
should have maybe, like, if you've got a bit of composure there, just chop him, let him go sliding away.
You fancy Garnacho. No. You fancy him more from a bit like Rashford. Like you fancy him more with a spectacular, but less maybe with a more simple finish.
And that's something he's obviously got to work on. He's young, he's raw, he's still got to get that composure, hasn't he?
Yeah, and overall brilliant chance. Again, just put away the chances. You know, let's be honest. Chelsea was shocking tonight. Absolutely shocking.
I mean, honestly, when they're trying to play out, I thought we were bad from playing out from the back. Disasi's really exactly. Yeah, Axel disaster. You know, you had Thiago Silva, you know, so experienced, hooking it out of play. Levi Cole was not a left back, looks really uncomfortable. Cucurella at right back, not supposed to be there. Sanchez, I mean, for all the Matisse giving me stick about Andre Onana, that guy was, I thought he was our keeper. He kept passing it to us or just putting it into the stands. Awful. I know he did save the penalty, but other than that,
Yeah, pretty shocking. But I think our press also forced the errors. We've got to look from our positive side.
Yeah.
And although we did get caught out a lot of times in the first half, it's that risk reward, and it's because we played a lot more compact tonight. It was just the block was a lot more compact against Newcastle. Their midfield three were dragging our midfielders out a little bit. Almiron and Gordon were coming inside, and Livramento was going on the outside. And our defensive line was so deep that there was such a disconnect between the midfield and the defensive line, and it's just so much easier to play through. There's obviously examples like Cole Palmer today. Still, he got on the ball in nice pockets. He's a very, very good player, but I think we managed that a little bit better. There's still work to do, but I think we managed that a lot better. And special shout to Reguilon as well when he came on.
What did you like about what he did?
It's just Reguilon, isn't it? He's just mad. He just
run.
Yeah, he just runs, and I don't think he's the best defensively position-wise, but he makes up for it with that extra intensity. And I'd be interested to see why Lindelof got taken off. Was it for the lack of aggression for their goal? Because Lindelof he didn't get close enough to him for the goal. He went, and when I saw Reguilon warming up, I thought, "Oh, Shaw's on a booking." Is it?
Well, I thought he might be injured. I was like, "Oh, please no."
Yeah, but it may have been because of that. And fair play to Ten Hag.
Maybe you just know Lindelof gets a lot of illness. So sometimes maybe he felt something. Or
Lindelof gets away with a lot. I mean, I think the perception of him and Maguire in recent years has been shocking. I think the way that Maguire defends is a lot more proactive, so he's going to make more mistakes, but at least he's trying to be proactive. Whereas Lindelof sits off and off, and his errors look more subtle, so he gets away with it a little bit more. But Maguire today,
he was all right in the first half, though. Lindelof.
He was okay, but I'm talking for their goal, he's got to get out quicker. How many touches did Palmer take?
Absolutely.
And Anana's diving is a bit shocking.
I looked at that when I looked at it going, I went, "That's a P roller. It looks like he should save that." But then I watched the replays. I'll give him that it's right in the corner, but his spring to get there it still doesn't look right.
And you know the goal that Forrest scored against us, where he went down early. That's
what I mean.
It's not the best, but
the mechanics are still off, and this is what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Even when it's not really his fault, you still look at him and go,
there are some flaws to his game.
Absolutely, he had a good couple of passes.
His was pretty good today.
Exactly.
Talk
to him about Harry Maguire quickly, because you said he was going to big him up.
Yeah, I just thought he's deservedly Premier League Player of the Month. Deservedly. I think the perception of Maguire is different because it's Maguire, and I was never his biggest fan. And you know when he came out and said, "There's a reason why I play," I think it was a couple of
most of the games.
Yeah, and at that time that was taking the pee a bit. But I have to say he's been. I think because it's Maguire, he maybe doesn't get so much credit because of the way that these troll accounts act, or the way the media acts towards the rival fans. He's sort of seen as a joke, sort of seen as they troll him, but. He's been very, very good for us this season, and I think he's been our best player this season. Not
really.
It's just been consistent. He's been one of the only consistent players. He's not been, before people say, he's not been a 9 out of 10 every week. Yeah. He's just been a 6.5, 7 out of 10 every week, which has been more than a lot of the players have been.
And what was he like tonight? What did you like about what he did?
Pretty good, just proactive. We talked on the halfway line. Just a lot of people think Maguire can't play in a high line, but it's false because he's. Yeah, if you get Maguire one-on-one in behind,
he's in massive trouble.
But what he does is he is proactive. Even if he fouls you, at least he tries to engage on the halfway line. So yeah.
So he's been class, yeah.
Yeah, pretty good.
And who was your man of the match finish off?
It's a tough one, It's a tough one. I'd probably Mctominay for the goals, but I think maybe an overall performance, I'd probably go with. I might even say Maguire. Yeah?
Maguire man of the match. Player of the month and man of the match.
Yeah, there wasn't really a clear best player for us today.
It was a weird one.
McTominay's goals maybe get it, but I don't like just judging on goals. There's a lot more to it. But yeah, I thought he did well.
Safe travels, bro. Nice one.